This is Akashvani. A review of today's Parliament proceedings read by Kiran Jha. First from the Lok Sabha, writer is Sagar Kulkarni of PTI. The Lok Sabha today took up the discussion on the motion of thanks on the President's address. Union Minister Sarbanand Sonowal initiated the discussion to thank President Draupadi Murmu for her address to both the Houses of Parliament on January 28th. Sonowal described the President's address as remarkable and noted that she is the first head of state from the Adivasi community, the second woman and the youngest to occupy the highest position of the country. The minister said the President's address has given a broad framework of the government's welfare schemes, which are inclusive, provided social justice and brought equal growth to the people. Sonowal said the 21st century would be known as the Mahabharati century of inclusion, the Mahabharati century of equitable justice, the Mahabharati century of Vikas, and the Mahabharati century of Atmanirbharta. Sonowal said the speech by the President was not just a simple address to the nation, but a powerful message of a resurgent India. The minister said there was low self-esteem in the country during the previous government due to alleged policy paralysis and corruption. Since 2014, however, when Narendra Modi became Prime Minister, there have been changes in the socio-economic landscape of the country as well as all-round development. In the 11 years since 2014, he said India has become the fourth largest economy in the country, and this has been possible due to the political will and visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi. Sonowal claimed that the Congress never gave the northeastern region its due during its long rule. He said the people of the northeast have not given anything without taking to the street, without launching any agitation. For every development project in the northeast, the people had to resort to agitation and protest, he said. The minister said Prime Minister Narendra Modi has become the most popular leader in the region due to his continuous attention towards its development. Sonowal claimed that Congress government in the past were known for indulging in corruption, scams and misgovernance, and asked the party to join hands with the ruling alliance to work towards making India a developed country by 2047. Sonowal asked the opposition party to shun its criticism of the Modi government. He also claimed that the Congress has been rejected by the people of the Northeast for its alleged neglect to the region and has no hopes of winning any election in the future. Sonowal also brought up first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and said he bid goodbye to the Northeast in 1962 during the Chinese aggression. The Ports, Shipping and Waterways Minister asked the Congress to give up its opposition and hatred towards the government and join the Prime Minister's initiative to make a self-reliant Viksit Bharat by 2047. BJP leader Tejashwi Surya seconded the motion moved by Sonowal. He dubbed the 10 years of UPA rule as a decade of lost opportunities. Surya said the difference between weak leadership and great leadership is what differentiates the Congress and the BJP. During the UPA years, the President's address reflected a narrative of excuses for the government's failure on multiple fronts. Surya, the Lok Sabha member from Bangalore, South India, said. Surya said that while leadership have come and gone in various thriving democracies of the world, Narendra Modi returned to power for a third term with a thumping majority. Surya also attacked the UPA government over its stance on terrorism and Naxalism, triggering brief, heated exchanges between the opposition and the Treasury benches. He said while the UPA did nothing to deal with terrorism, the Modi government hit back with military strikes. The BJP leader claimed that the President's address during the UPA tenure lacked mention of the country's cultural ethos and heritage. As some Congress members protested, Home Minister Amit Shah intervened, saying Surya was only referring to the content of the President's address and not to any particular leader. The Lok Sabha witnessed repeated adjournments when Leader of the Opposition Rahul Gandhi rose to speak on the debate on the motion of thanks. Gandhi sought to quote from the unpublished memoir of a former army chief, a move strongly opposed by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Home Minister Amit Shah and other BJP members. Both ministers protested on procedural grounds. They contended that the book had not yet been officially published and therefore could not be cited in the House. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla disallowed Gandhi from raising the issue but did not relent, and several opposition leaders also rallied behind him. The House was adjourned twice later for the day amid heated exchanges between the Treasury and opposition benches. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju said if the leader of the opposition repeatedly ignores the Speaker's ruling and the floods rule, the House will have to discuss what action should be taken against such a member. The minister said Gandhi was setting a wrong example for the young MPs by not following the rules of the House. Gandhi said he never wanted to speak on the particular issue but decided to do so after BJP member Tejashwi Surya questioned the patriotism of the Congress party. Home Minister Shah hit back sharply and said he had listened carefully to the speech of Tejashwi Surya and at no point did he question the nationalism or character of the opposition. Shah said Surya had referred to the period from 2004 to 14 and spoken about nationalism, the country's cultural and language, which were not upheld by the government during that time. Samajwadi Party leader Akhilesh Yadav supported Gandhi and urged the Speaker to allow the Congress leader to speak. The Lok Sabha was adjourned for the day as the face-off between the Treasury and opposition benches continued. Earlier, during the question hour, Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan said the government has no intention of cutting funding for Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya. And now a review of proceedings in Rajya Sabha. Writer is Sanjeev Chopra of PTI. The Rajya Sabha also initiated today the discussion on the motion of thanks on the President's address, for which the House he allotted 16 hours. BJP member from Kerala, C. Sadanandan Master moved the motion with the BJP's Medha Vishram Kulkarni seconding it. In his maiden speech in the Rajya Sabha, the school teacher turned politician said the President's address articulates India's journey towards a Viksit Bharat. During his speech, Sadanandan Master placed on his table his article limps to highlight the CPIM's intolerance. This led to a dramatic movement, causing uproar in the House. Several members of the opposition raised the objection and recalled Chair's direction that no article should be displayed in the House. After CPIM leader John Bittas raised a point of order against showing the object, Master responded by asking Bittas not to be intolerant. Master spoke while seated due to his disability. He thanked President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for nominating a disabled person like him to the House. The prosthetic legs were later removed from Ritter's point of the order. Master said the goal of Viksit Bharat is not limited to one government or one generation, but is a continuous journey. He appealed to the opposition, saying, let's not oppose for the sake of opposition. Let members take a uniform stand in the national interest. We are not just coming together for ourselves, but for the entire humanity, he said. The MP quoted the national song Vande Mataram, RSS prayer Namaste Sadavatsali Matrabhumi, and a famous Malayalam patriotic song to evoke patriotic feelings. He also quoted Swami Vivekananda, worshipping Mother India means serving Indians. Master highlighted the government's achievements, noting that 25 crore people have been lifted out of poverty in the last decade. If Bharat is standing tall on the global stage, he said, it is only because of the sadhana and uncompromising resolve of a Prime Minister. We have moved from the fragility of promises to solidity of delivering, he said. The BJP member recalled the quote of a former Prime Minister that when the government spent on 1 rupee, only 15 paise reached beneficiaries, while 85 paise was taken by middlemen. This is think of the past, he said, adding that today every penny spent belongs to the citizens. The MP said India's growth was due to 4 action points: transparent and corruption-free private and business processes, advanced technology made available to the grassroots, strict discipline within the country, and a sense of security internally and externally. Expressing concern over migration in Kerala, Master said the southern state presents a painful contradiction. He highlighted how the youth in Kerala were migrating not due to lack of talent, but since opportunities have been systematically denied. Kerala has now become an old-age home with about 4.5 lakh youth migrating, he noted. He also raised the Sabarimal gold theft issue, which led to objections from CPIM leaders. Referring to recent remarks by the US President calling India's economy a dead economy, Master said, unfortunately, somebody endorsed it here, although India is the fastest growing country. He emphasized that Europe is glad about India's rise and that the country growth is not threatening others. Master said while Gen Z of other countries turned to violence, Gen Z in India turned to bhajans. He said in campuses where Bharat Tere Tukde Honge were once heard, now Vande Mataram is reverberating. In Srinagar, where the Pakistan flag used to flutter, today the tricolour is fluttering in all its glory, he said. Master ended his speech saying he regretted that he couldn't stand while making his maiden speech due to torture on him by the CPIM. Participating in the discussion, several opposition members accused the government of fomenting communal division amid rising economies disparities and asked the ruling dispensation to take a reality check on its claim of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Congress MP Digvijay Singh adopted the government as the anti-poor and anti-farmer and referred to Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha's remarks on China occupying Indian territory in eastern Ladakh. Trinamool Congress MP Sagarika Ghosh claimed that the government was in denial of the present-day reality. She said while the centre claims Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, the ground reality reflects otherwise. Ghosh alleged fraud and mismanagement in GST collections as flagged by the CAG. DMK MP Tiruchi Shiva alleged the parliament democracy norms are being flouted, bills are being bulldozed and voices of opposition parties strangled. Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh said a large number of voters' names were being struck off during the ongoing special intensive revision of electoral rolls in the various states and termed the entire exercise as a scam. He claimed that the nearly 4.5 crore voters are missing from the list of prepared after SIR Uttar Pradesh. Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut demanded an independent probe monitored by the High Judiciary into the death of former Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar. Earlier members raised several issues of public importance during the Zero Hour. A demand was also made for the declaration of wild boar as a vermin under the Wildlife Protection Act in view of incidents of human-animal conflict and crop damage. A demand for conferring Bharat Ratna, the country's highest civilian award, an honor on former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha was made by her party MP. AIADMK M. Dhanapal said Jayalalitha was a transformational leader who combined compassion with administrative efficiency and political courage. Rajendra Gupta of AAP wanted a national free school council to be set up on the lines of GST Council, where the centre and the state could collaborate to decide on equitable and transparent fee norms for the states. While the BJP K. Lakshman wanted setting up of All India Judicial Services for holding recruitment for lower judiciary judges across the states, his party colleague Lakshmikant Vajpayee raised the issue of an administrative order of the Registrar of Allahabad High Court keeping in abeyance the Supreme Court order mandating electronic filing for all types of cases. Sarfaraz Ahmed of JMM wanted Howrah-Gaya Vande Bharat Express to be rerouted to connect 3 districts in Jharkhand, while Harshvardhan Singhla nominated results raised the issue of lack of adequate members of CGSH Wellness Centre in Darjeeling town in Sikkim. Congress MP Ashok Singh raised the issue of AI chipping away jobs in the IT sector, which was once considered an employment engine. Satyapal Sharma of BJP wanted a delayed election to the cantonment boards, he said. Sasmit Patra raised the issue of the farmers in Odisha being forced to make distress sale of the paddy due to non-lifting of their crops by mandis. Fauzia Khan, an NCP SP MP, said that while inward migration in the country is modest, the outward trend is alarming. Quoting government records, she said 2.25 lakh Indians renounced citizenship in 2022, 2.16 lakh in 2023, and 2.06 lakhs in 2024. Shiv Sena UBT MP Priyanka Chaturvedi raised the issue of unsolicited mobile calls made by various companies to people registered under the Do Not Disturb directory. Javed Ali Khan of Samajwadi Party demanded that the Rashtriya Ekta Parishad, who is proposed to provide advice to the government on political and social issues of national importance, be activated as it has become indumped. Congress MP Pramod Tiwari sought an investigation into the operation of a PFAS chemical manufacturing unit in Maharashtra Ratnagiri district. Several members also made special mentions on issues